Alright, guys. Hey, everybody. Hunter 1930s original fan collector, etc. Back with another video. And today, this is something contributed kind of the last video, but it's kind of like, why does a lot of fan collectors hate Hampton Bay? But this time, I'm going to be doing it on Harbor Breeze. Why does a lot of fan collectors hate Harbor Breeze? And as I'm going to say, ask this beginning question. Why does everybody hate it? Well, it's because a lot of them tend to suck on the quality and it just slacks off. Does that mean all of them are bad? No. But I mean, there's some overly hated ones like the Edenton and such. Yeah, like that. But honestly, that one's not really that bad, as a lot of people complain. But it's just the capacitor that just goes out. And that's the only downside about it. But I can see that being an easy fix, but not really a big problem. But I don't like how some capacitors tend to die out quicker. So some fans are like that. I don't know why, but it is. But I mean, does all of them suck? No. Not every single one of them sucks. There's some like really good ones like the Palm Breeze and such. Any of the ones with the 188mm motors are the good Harbor Breezes. Some of them with the 172s are decent, like the Classic and such. And those are known to have capacitor issues and such. But some of them, like the Armitage, I heard a lot of bad things about it, but I mean, the motors in the 52-inch ones are undersized, so I mean, it's like what you get, what you pay for, and it's very inexpensive. But I mean, it does its job, but honestly, it's not going to provide you great quality. I can see why everybody hates those things. Honestly, a lot of people, why they hate it. But I'm not saying it's the worst fan ever in the world, because it's not. There's a lot worse than like that. But I mean, like the motor size in the 52-inch Armitage, I heard, is a 153 by 12. And I mean, it's okay to have a soft spot for it. And I mean, 100% exactly going to say, if you have a soft spot for it, it's okay for you to like it. But I mean, I'm not going to bash what you think on it. But at the end of the day, I'm saying this is something you really want, good quality. But I'll be talking about how a fan can be built well and all that stuff in another video. Not everybody knows how to build a good fan, and I mean make a really good fan. For example, like Walmart, they don't know how to make a good fan. And I mean, some fans, it takes a lot of money to build a good one, depending on what materials you use, all that stuff. But I mean, Harbor Breeze is some, like the Armitage, is what you get, what you pay for. But I honestly find some overliked ones like the Centerville and all that stuff. And I mean, those are far from good. I mean, those got a 153 by 15mm motor, and that's about an average as it gets. But I mean, the Centerville is not very good. I don't know why people like it. And I feel like it's overliked in this community, but I mean, some of the fans, like the Edenton, is overhated and such. Some Harbor Breeze fans I feel like are overhated. Some of them I feel like they kind of deserve the hate, but it's kind of like Hampton Bay in that sense, where they get the hate and they get the love in that sense. And I also see why people hate on it, because they replace anything cool, like vintage, like Fasco and all that stuff, Hunter Originals, all those kinds of cool stuff. I can see why people hate it in that sense, but not everyone is bad. And I honestly, despite what you think of it, I'm not gonna bash what you think. It's honestly not every single one is good. Not every single one is bad. It's just, that's how fans are made. Like, it's like what you get. It's like, as I'm gonna say, you get what you pay for, basically, kind of thing. It's pretty interesting. But I will be talking about the rise. If you like hear the rise and downfall of fan brands, maybe I'll talk about that in a different topic, and why they and I'm going to be talking about like 5 of the most hated fan companies out there. If you want to hear more about that, that's going to be another thing to talk about and why it's hated and all that stuff. But I mean, that's pretty much what I got to say. Why does a lot of people hate Harbor Breeze? So now you know. There you have it. Thank you for watching. Lots more to come.